From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth.
Good Tuesday morning. A lot of active weather to talk about still is a little bit slushy/snowy for Cascade Passes this morning. Many rain chances to come for this weekend. Wind gusts picking up for tonight, tomorrow into tomorrow night. High temperatures mostly staying put in the 50s and lows dropping down into the 20s and 30s by Friday night, especially cold in the valleys. First Alert radar this morning showing you just a few sprinkles on the map. Nothing too substantial. Definitely doesn't look like how it looked last night, but we are tracking some fog this morning for the blue foothills, especially in Umatilla County. There's that dense fog advisory that goes until 8 this morning, so please take it slow if you are on the if you're on the roadways. If you happen to run into some of those patches of fog, just take it slow and use the low beams. Wind gusts not a factor for now, but again, that's going to change into tonight, tomorrow, and tomorrow night. Current temperatures in the 30s and 40s across the map. You'll have to bundle up. Here's your day planner forecast for this Tuesday for lower elevations. It's going to be gray. It's going to be cool. I'm thinking it's going to end up being mostly dry, but rain chances picking back up for tonight, of course. And I'll touch on this, an update on all the passes up in the Cascades coming up on Good Morning Northwest, which starts right now.
Straight ahead on Good Morning Northwest, several people are sent to the hospital after a major crash shuts down in Benton County intersection. With the details just ahead. And a man from Umatilla County is still missing, where authorities have turned the focus of their search. And an annual drive at Second Harvest already has a list of people in need. All the details on that story is on Good Morning Northwest, which starts right now.
This is Apple Valley News Now. Good Morning Northwest on your side.
Good morning and thank you for joining us for Good Morning Northwest. I'm Jessica Dalal. It is Tuesday, November 4th. We have a lot of stories to get to, so we're going to start off talking about multiple people who were hurt last night after a crash in Benton County. The crash happened just before 6:30 at the intersection of South Travis Road and West Sellards Road. This was just outside of Benton City, and according to the Benton County Sheriff's Office, 2 vehicles crashed and ended up in a field just south of the intersection, and one of those cars ended up on its side. At least 4 ambulances left the scene of the crash, but it's not yet been confirmed how many people were hurt or their conditions. The intersection was closed for a few hours while first responders worked the scene, but we'll continue to update this story when more information is made available. Richland police are investigating a shooting early Sunday that left 2 people seriously injured. We're told the victims drove themselves to a local hospital and are expected to survive. Officers say the shooting happened in a Van Giesen Street parking lot and appears to have been targeted. The suspect left before police arrived. Anybody with any information is to contact Richland Police. In Oregon now, where state police say 2 people are in the hospital and a 3rd person is dead after a head-on crash Sunday morning. Officials say troopers responded to a reported 2-vehicle crash. This was Highway 395 near Joy Lane, just north of Hermiston. Officials say their investigation found a vehicle crossed into the opposing lane, and troopers tell us 24-year-old Jose Vicente Sanchez of Umatilla died at the scene. The cause is still under investigation. Now to a follow-up in northern Oregon, where authorities have started to search the Umatilla River for 71-year-old Wesley Dixon Jones. He's a Umatilla Indian Reservation member who went missing back in early October. Our very own Caleb Stipkovitz has how law enforcement is searching the river and how they say the community can help.
According to police, Wesley Dixon Jones was last seen on October 5th in a gray Ford Escape heading east on Short Mile Road. But when the car drove back on the same street sometime later, the Umatilla Indian Reservation member was nowhere to be seen, prompting his family to report him missing. 5 weeks later, the investigation is pointing authorities to one location. On Friday, crews announced that they were going to search the deeper parts of the Umatilla River. Authorities are working with the MMIW Search and Hope Alliance to look for Jones using an Aqua Eye device, which uses sonar to detect objects in deep water.
So they're going to be going along the Umatilla River in the area where Mr. Jones went missing and trying to scan especially deep pockets of water that we can't just visually inspect.
Detective Morris says he worked with the FBI and the reservation's Department of Natural Resources to mark deep points in the river on Friday, and search crews have been looking for Jones over the weekend. But as of this newscast, the team hasn't been able to find him yet. Detective Morris says that there's ways that the community can help the investigation. He is looking for any street-facing video of Jones's vehicle traveling the day he went missing, between Cayuse Road and Bingham Road, as well as Short Mile Road to Cayuse Road.
And what we're looking for is any video footage that shows that Ford Escape driving by, or, a similar vehicle.
Detective Morris says that anyone with footage can contact the police department or upload the video through its online evidence portal. Reporting from Umatilla, Caleb Stipkovitz, Apple Valley News Now.
And during the investigation, the Umatilla Tribal Police Department also used dogs and drones in addition to looking for Jones by foot. Turning now to the holiday season, which can be one of the busiest times of the year for food banks, and Second Harvest in Pasco says the need could be even greater this year. The organization gives out 1,500 Thanksgiving meal kits to those in need every year, but when live registration for this year's boxes started yesterday, it completely filled up in just a few hours. Second Harvest says it's asking for donations as the holiday season goes on.
The way that we can stretch dollars the very furthest is through monetary donations. We're also always looking for donations of food, and typically we need shelf-stable donations the most year-round.
And she says pasta, beans, rice, or any canned goods are some of the best items you can donate. Talking your voice, your vote now. The general election is today and time is running out to make sure that your ballot counts. If you haven't turned it in yet, Benton County Auditor Brenda Chilton urges everyone not to snail mail it anymore. The U.S. Postal Service recommends mailing your ballot at least a week in advance, and now the safest option is to use an official drop box. Also, don't forget to sign your ballot before dropping it off and make sure your signature matches the one on file with your voter registration.
We want to make sure that your signature is as close to the signature that you have on record with your voter registration. And so sign with your most official signature. Oftentimes that means pulling out your driver's license and look to see how you signed your signature on your driver's license.
If you forget to sign or your signature does not match, the Election Center will contact you to help fix it. And if you haven't registered to vote just yet, you can still do so by 8 p.m. this Tuesday, that's today, at the Election Center or Prosser Courthouse. And be sure to drop your ballot in a drop box by 8 p.m. for it to be counted. Coming up next on Good Morning Northwest, we're taking a look at the life and legacy of former Vice President and conservative powerhouse Dick Cheney. All those details are coming up in your national news. But first, our Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth will have your first alert weather forecast. Keep it right here. We'll be right back in just a few minutes.
Tuesdays are my favorite day of the week because the single Papa Burger combos are just $5.99. And I wait all week for this.
And so do I.
And that's why I always get two.
The Tuesday special at A&W.
Save thousands on the new revolutionary swim spa at a one-time sale. Friday through Sunday. Hapo Center Pasco. Exercise with low impact. Swim the entire year and stay in shape. Teach your kids to swim. Unwind and save thousands. Avoid the expense and maintenance involved with a pool. Swim, exercise, and relax in your new aquatic exercise swim spa. Installation and 1 day only. New 2025 inventory. 18-month interest-free financing. Millions of dollars of inventory must be sold. Hapo Center Pasco. Free admission. Free call 833-SPA-SALE.
Have you heard about refractive lens exchange? K2 Vision RLE means no glasses, no contacts, and no readers permanently. And you'll never develop a cataract.
No glasses or readers. K2 Vision RLE.
At Columbia Basin Oral and Maxillofacial Surgeons, your safety is our top priority. We are the only board-certified oral and maxillofacial surgery experts in wisdom tooth removal and dental implant placement in the Tri-Cities. With years of experience and a commitment to excellence, we ensure every patient receives safe, personalized treatment. Ask your dentist to refer you to the Tri-Cities experts in oral surgery, Columbia Basin Oral and Maxillofacial Surgeons. We look forward to meeting you.
Today, too many of us walk away from our primary care appointments feeling rushed and unheard.
We were frustrated too, so we decided to change the quality of healthcare here in the Tri-Cities.
At Primary Care at the PC, we take the time to truly listen. With 1 hour-long appointments, we care about the whole you. You don't have to be a member to be our patient, but once you're here, you might want to be.
Now welcoming new patients. Book your appointments online or call us at 509-783-5465. Primary care at the PC. Play hard, live well.
The Inland Northwest is a vibrant community, rich in tradition and pride. And Culligan has a long history of providing custom solutions to address the area's water worries, like nitrates, bacteria, and PFAS. Culligan, water you love since 1936.
It's hump day, and you know what that means. Hello, Country Fried Steak. Get a delicious meal for just $5.99 to make your Wednesday feel like the weekend. Yes, Wednesdays only, Country Fried Steak is just $5.99. Happy hump day from KFC.
An awesome flight over an awesome river. Fly the Northwest tonight at 6. From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colberth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. Our Cascade passes are a little bit slushy out there for this morning, so let's go ahead and take you on a tour. We start off at U.S. Highway 2 at Stevens Pass. Compact snow and ice here. Traction tires are advised. Then we'll slide on down to U.S. Highway 97 at Blewett Pass. It's slushy. Traction tires also advised here. The best of the passes I'm going to show you is Snoqualmie Pass. I-90 at Snoqualmie Pass is just bare and wet. No change required. We love to see that. And then for US 12 at White Pass, this is the worst pass I'm going to show you. There's compact snow and ice. Traction tires are required. So of all the passes, the only one where traction tires are required would be for US Highway 12 at White Pass. Okay, let's take it down to lower elevations. High temperatures staying cool, staying in the 50s over the next 7 days. Now, there are a few exceptions to that rule. First of all, for today, we're going to be in the mid to upper 40s in the Kittitas and Yakima valleys, but low to mid 50s for the rest of us. But those temperatures are going to mostly stay in that territory over the next 7 days. Overnight lows dropping down into the 20s and 30s as soon as Friday night, and then they'll kind of stay in that territory after that. So for tonight, 30s for portions of the Kittitas and Yakima valleys will be in the low to mid 40s for the basin and the foothills, but overnight lows will be dropping down perhaps into the upper 20s by Friday night, at least in the Yakima and Kittitas valleys. A little bit warmer for Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, but still pretty chilly out there. This is going to be the ultimate weather story over the next 4 to 5 days. We'll time out all the rain chances. The Futurecast will show you accumulations coming up in a few minutes.
Thank you, Josh. In your national headlines this morning, it was breaking overnight. Former Vice President Dick Cheney has passed away. The hard-charging conservative was known as one of the most powerful and polarizing vice presidents in U.S. history. ABC's Karen Travers is taking a look back on his life and legacy.
Dick Cheney was called the force behind President George W. Bush, a notoriously silent but powerful VP who became an outspoken defender of the Bush administration and an ardent critic of President Obama.
When they've made all the decisions they've had, close Guantanamo, end the high-value detainee program and so forth, I think those are all mistakes.
He was beloved by conservatives and vilified by the left, compared to a Star Wars villain.
They wouldn't call me Darth Vader for nothing.
He was known for his increasingly conservative views on nearly everything but gay rights, perhaps because he had a gay daughter. Richard Bruce Cheney was born in 1941 in Lincoln, Nebraska. He grew up in Casper, Wyoming, and married Lynn Ann Vinson in 1964. Cheney first arrived in Washington in 1969 to work for President Nixon's chief of staff, Donald Rumsfeld, before replacing his mentor in 1975. When Jimmy Carter defeated President Ford, Cheney returned to Wyoming, ran for Congress, and served 5 terms, until President George H.W. Bush asked him to serve as Secretary of Defense. After a stint as head of defense contractor Halliburton, Cheney returned to run George W. Bush's Vice Presidential Selection Committee and was selected himself.
The person who was best qualified to be my vice presidential nominee was working by my side.
After 9/11, Cheney was influential in formulating the U.S. response. The doctrine of preemptive action widened the war on terrorism from Afghanistan to Iraq.
We have a further responsibility to help keep the peace of the world and to prevent the terrorists and their sponsors from plunging the world into horrific violence.
He faced challenges in and out of the White House, shooting a campaign contributor in the face during a 2006 quail hunt, and a year later watching his former chief of staff, Louis Scooter Libby, convicted of obstruction of justice and perjury. President George W. Bush later commuted Libby's sentence. Cheney's daughter Liz was one of the 10 Republicans who voted to impeach former President Trump for his role in the January 6th insurrection at the Capitol. Dick Cheney came to the Capitol on the first anniversary of that horrific day. Though a political lightning rod, Cheney will be remembered by his allies as a man who served his country with conviction. Karen Travers, ABC News, Washington.
And Cheney's family released a statement saying he died last night at age 84, and this was due to complications of pneumonia and cardiac and vascular disease. All right, keep it here because coming up next on Good Morning Northwest, Josh is back with your full First Alert weather forecast, and your entertainment news is still ahead. We've got so much more coming up on Good Morning Northwest, so stay right here.
At Smoke City for Less, we understand every smoker is unique. Explore our over 1,500 vape flavors and specialty curated selection of tobacco products. Your perfect flavor and blend awaits at any of Smoke City for Less 6 locations. Save your pennies. Smoke City for Less has the lowest prices. Find the best vape mods, batteries, kratom, and specialty products too. Our knowledgeable staff is always on hand to provide personalized recommendations. Smoke City for Less. We smoke the competition.
Legacy lives in the people who've made this place home. For decades, Hapo and Community First Bank have been part of that legacy. Different names, same mission, invested in every relationship. We're coming together to keep building what matters. Because legacy doesn't end. It lives on in every loan, every dream, every member helped.
Hi, welcome to Hapo.
Bathfitter showers have got people talking. Our wide selection of showers means it's exactly what we wanted. Seamless and watertight walls are much easier to clean than tiles and grout. And they stay in excellent shape. Every Bathfitter shower is backed by a lifetime warranty. And with thousands of 5-star reviews, the experience exceeds expectations. It's no wonder millions of Bathfitter customers love their new shower. It just fits. Go to bathfitter.com to book your free consultation.
We're cooking up something special. Yolks Exclusives. Original recipes crafted in-house every day by people who take fresh seriously. A collection of signature products you won't find anywhere else. Meticulously prepared with only the freshest ingredients and sold exclusively at Yolks Fresh Markets.
It's early fall on the St. Joe River in northern Idaho.
There's a great hiking spot. This is a high-class fly fishing river.
An amazing fly the Northwest.
Couldn't get anywhere more beautiful.
Apple Valley News Now, tonight at 6.
Next Live, Sydney Sweeney from Christie.
You train in the martial arts.
I would fight guys.
I bet it was the most thrilling takedown they ever had in their lives.
Today at 9 on Apple Valley News Now. E.T. and Extra, tonight at 7 on Apple Valley News Now.
Extra, extra. From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbert.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. We have many rain chances over the next handful of days. Let's go ahead and time it all out with Futurecast radar. 8 this morning looking pretty dry. Lunchtime pretty dry out there as well. But then by 5 p.m. you see that next round of rainfall arriving from the south and from the west. Pretty widespread stuff for tonight. Looking pretty widespread at midnight as well. 5 tomorrow morning. It's kind of the same deal, right? Now the mode's going to switch to more of these showers, but these could be some very heavy pockets of rainfall at times, especially up in the Cascades. You see by 5 p.m. tomorrow, looks like a lot of this over the foothills and the Blues. So rain will be likely across the region for tomorrow. And then by midnight for tomorrow, as we're transitioning into Thursday, looks like the bulk of this is still up in the Cascades, but don't you worry, we have a lot more rain to go as we head into the rest of Thursday and Friday. So Here are the rainfall totals through 5 in the morning on Thursday, around an inch up in the Cascades. Now, this would be rainfall and melted snowfall, but for the valleys and for the basin, for the foothills and the blues, this is all just going to be rainfall. Could have between 0.1 to 0.4 inches for the valleys. Not much doing for the basin. Around 0.2 to 0.3 inches for portions of the foothills and the blues. But like I said, more rainfall to come for the rest of Thursday into Friday. Maybe another 1.5 inches of water up in the Cascades, maybe 1/2 inch in the blues. Even lower elevations getting beneficial stuff. Every drop counts around this time of the year. We'll trend drier as we go into the weekend, but little shower chances coming back into Sunday for the valleys, and then for the rest of lower elevations by Monday. That's still 6 to 7 days out, subject to change, but you can see in general trending much drier once we get past the peak of this atmospheric river. Okay, the other big weather story, the winds picking up for tonight, for tomorrow, and tomorrow night. So for tonight, looks like the strongest gusts around 30 to 35 miles per hour for the mountains and the foothills. Then for tomorrow, 40-mile-per-hour gusts for the Blue Mountains and Blue Foothills. And then for tomorrow night, looks like the strongest gust going to be at Sades Pass and Blewett Pass. So definitely very breezy / windy out there, and it will be noticeable as we head into tonight and then for tomorrow and tomorrow night. Here's a 7-day forecast for the Tri-Cities. Rain chances through Friday, and it looks as if Wednesday will be the wettest day. In Yakima, a cool and wet week ahead, but trending drier over the weekend for a change. In Ellensburg, rain likely tonight into Wednesday, high staying in the 40s and 50s. Then for Hermiston, fog possible this morning, rain likely tonight into tomorrow, and smaller rain chances after that. And finally, for Walla Walla, also looking at a wet forecast through Friday, but getting a little break just in time for Saturday. And now you're taking a live look at Pasco. This view coming courtesy of the Dust Devils. Thanks for waking up with Good Morning Northwest, where we're always on your side.
From Apple Valley News Now, this is Medically Speaking.
Here at the clinic, we offer our medical weight loss program. Diabetes, and more broadly, insulin resistance, is a highly inflammatory state that increases our risk of cardiovascular disease, cancer, as well as Alzheimer's and other neurodegenerative diseases.
Basically, it's the lack of awareness about what's creating that weight. There's lots of psychological aspects to that, so that where you come to is to a more centered place of feeling good and connected and positive about yourself. Self-confidence.
You have access to over 100 weekly group fitness classes, top-notch fitness facilities, cutting-edge scientific therapies integrated into your program, and dedicated coaches rooting for your success. We also offer options for pharmaceutical assistance. We create patient-specific game plans centered around the 7 essential elements, which are sleep, nutrition, atmosphere, breathing, movement, thought, and purpose.
So rather than just focus, it's not dieting, and it's not focused on dieting, and that's not what we do here at Pacific Clinic. It's mind, body, physical, emotional, mental, and the combination of all of those things. And I think that makes us tremendously different than any of the other programs out there.
To get started, call 509-783-5465 and schedule an appointment with a
We're forging the future of the city of Pasco, and we need your voice. The city is updating our comprehensive plan, which covers everything from housing and transportation to utilities and parks. This document showcases the vision of what we want Pasco to be in 2046 and beyond. Tell us about the type of businesses you'd like to see, the types of parks you'd like to visit, and the type of neighborhood you want to live in. Scan the QR code on your screen or visit pasco-wa.gov/comp plan and become part of the future.
An awesome flight over an awesome river. Fly the Northwest tonight at 6.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. In your entertainment news, one of Hollywood's most beloved entertainers, an Emmy, Grammy, and Tony winner, is nearing the century mark. We're talking about Dick Van Dyke.
and you can help him celebrate in theaters. So David Daniel has that and more in today's Hollywood Minute.
Well, I never really thought of myself as a comedian, really. I'm an entertainer and a song and dance man.
Why look so awfully tragic? Put on a happy face.
Dick Van Dyke turns 100 next month. The feature-length documentary, Dick Van Dyke 100th Celebration, includes some of his most famous performances and reminiscences from Van Dyke and many of his friends, co-stars, and collaborators. The doc is in theaters December 13th, Van Dyke's birthday, and 14th. Locations and tickets at fathomentertainment.com.
Santa's coming to town! Oh my God!
You can't have a winter entertainment memorabilia event without Elf. Prop Store's latest live auction features more than 1,300 items, led by Will Ferrell's costume from Elf. Star Wars fans may want to bid on Boba Fett's blaster from The Empire Strikes Back. Also on the block, Harrison Ford's fedora from Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom, Christopher Reeve's cape from Superman 3, and the late Alan Rickman's personal shooting scripts from Die Hard and Love Actually. The auction takes place December 1st through the 3rd. You can check out all the offerings at PropStoreAuction.com. In Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
I'm singing, and I'm in a store.
Smiley's my favorite.
And I'm singing.
I think it's time to watch it.
Yes. Elf is, I would put it right up there with like A Christmas Story, Polar Express.
You know what I have up there too? Christmas with the Cranks.
Christmas with the Cranks, Tim Allen and Jamie Lee Curtis. Yeah.
So good. All right, keep it here because we've got so much more still ahead. Coming up, the Port of Benton has its eyes on a project that could bring in 200 new jobs to the area. We have where the build is expected to happen. And the Washington State Department of Ecology is developing a new program to help farmers during dry years. How it works and find out if you qualify. It's all coming up in our next half hour.
Hot Tub. Major manufacturers and warehouses clearance of new 2025 inventory. Friday through Sunday. Hapo Center, Pasco. Over 100 hot tubs on display and everything must go. New 2025 inventory. Hot tubs starting at $29.95. All inventory 40 to 80% off. See the revolutionary swim spa in action and save up to 60%. Trade-ins welcome. Free delivery. We'll even haul away your old hot tub. Worry-free installation. 18-month interest-free financing. Millions of dollars of inventory must be sold. Hapo Center, Pasco. Free admission. Free parking. Call 833-SPA-SALE.
Have you heard about refractive lens exchange? K2 Vision RLE means no glasses, no contacts, and no readers permanently. And you'll never develop a cataract.
No glasses or readers. K2 Vision RLE.
Welcome to Nob Hill Casino, your premier gaming destination. Experience the thrill of a Vegas-style casino featuring the friendliest dealers in town. Join our Players Club and unlock exclusive rewards every time you play. Challenge your skills at our 16-lane bowling alley. Unwind with a drink at our cozy bar or enjoy breakfast, lunch, or dinner at the Last Frontier. The ultimate entertainment experience has something for everyone. Nob Hill Casino, where locals come to win.
It matters every day and every night. It matters that we're not just in your community, but that we're part of it.
We'd be happy to help you.
Making sure everyone feels welcomed and rewarded. It matters that we're here for what the doctor prescribed.
Thanks so much, Eric.
And also, just what the doctor ordered.
Need some help?
Right by your side.
Hi, Alex.
Right when you need us.
I'm gonna go grab that for you, okay?
Welcome to CVS. Join us.
'Tis the season for a holiday shopping tradition. Custer's 30th annual Christmas Arts and Crafts Show this weekend at the Hapo Center in Pasco. Join us as 150 artisans from across the Northwest display and sell their fine art, handcrafts, and specialty foods. The variety and quality work make this a must-see event. Get creative with your holiday shopping at Custer's 30th annual Christmas Arts and Crafts Show this weekend at the Hapo Center in Pasco. Tickets on sale now at custershows.com.
Want your home or business to remain clean? Here to meet all your janitorial needs, R&S Janitorial Services. They have serviced the Valley for over 20 years, specialized in cleaning all offices and businesses to warehouses, commercial buildings, and more. R&S keeps the inside of your business or workplace clean and professional at all times. You keep doing what you do best and let R&S do the rest. Call R&S Janitorial Services at 509-840-7100 today.
With irresistibly smooth melting chocolate in every Lindor, you can melt into every holiday moment. This year, bring out Lindor from the Lindt Master Chocolatier.
This is Apple Valley News Now. Good morning, Northwest. On your side.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us for Good Morning Northwest. I'm Jessica Jalal.
And I'm Josh Colbert.
All right, Josh, it's a pretty rainy week, like every day.
Every single day, yeah.
Except Saturday. Right?
Yeah, the weekend's definitely looking a lot drier, but today is, well, today is looking like one of the drier of the days, but it's still going to be wet out there. So let's go ahead and talk about it. Here are the big weather stories. Slushy, a little slushy this morning for some of our Cascade passes. Thankfully, we don't have much more snowfall in the forecast for the Cascades, so we're thinking that situation should improve pretty quickly. Many rain chances all throughout the week, and the wind gusts are going to be a factor for tonight into tomorrow and tomorrow night. High temperatures are mostly staying put in the 50s and lows dropping down into the 20s and 30s as soon as Friday night. First alert radar not showing you much this morning, just a few sprinkles out there really, and this is showing you a lot more. Visibility not looking too hot for the Blue Foothills. We do have a dense fog advisory in place for the Blue Foothills of Umatilla County. That runs until 8 this morning. So if you run into one of those patches of fog, of course, just take it slow. Use the low beams. We're going to say that a lot throughout the course of this winter. Okay, wind gusts not really doing much for the time being, but they'll start to pick up tonight and, of course, into tomorrow and tomorrow night as well. Current temperatures out there are in the 30s and 40s across the map, except for up in the Cascades. We are seeing some upper 20s up towards White Pass. Here's your umbrella cast for this Tuesday for the Tri-Cities. You're not going to need it during the day, but those rain chances starting to pick up for this evening. So for today, lower elevation is going to be gray and gloomy out there. And like I mentioned, the pass is a little bit slushy. I'll take you on a tour of the passes coming up in a few minutes.
Thank you, Josh. Starting off this half hour of news in Richland, North Richland, where a major clean energy project could soon take root. And this could bring in hundreds of new jobs and more than $1 billion in private investment. Apple Valley News Now's William Albert spoke with Port of Benton officials about what people can expect moving forward.
Port of Benton leaders say they've granted Atlas Agro a 6-month extension on its purchase and sale agreement, giving the company more time to finalize more power connections with Bonneville Power Administration. The extension keeps alive plans for a massive green fertilizer plant that could become one of the largest private investments in Richland's history. Atlas Agro proposed facility would sit on about 150 acres of industrial land, once part of the Hanford site, land that's now managed by the Port of Benton. The project, which has been years in the making, is expected to bring more than 200 full-time jobs once operational and hundreds more during construction.
Atlas Agro is a green fertilizer company that is basically building the first of a kind, a second of a kind plant here in the United States. We have the opportunity to secure this project. It's approximately a $1.2 to $1.5 billion private investment, estimated with at least 235 jobs.
The port first entered into the deal with Atlas Agro in 2023. The Richland site was chosen for its easy access to both rail lines and barge facilities, key to the company's distribution plans.
The Port of Benton entered into a purchase and sale agreement with Atlas Agro for 150 acres of land to build this facility. It will also includes rail activity. They have a dependence upon rail, possibly our barge facility as well.
Before construction can begin, Atlas Agro needs to secure a major power connection of about 320 megawatts through BPA.
They need approximately 320 megawatts of power, which is a big, large user. So in order to offset that, they're also partnering potentially with a data center, which actually is a really also positive play.
Port of Benton says they're hopeful the extra time will allow Atlas Agro and the BPA to finalize the power agreement. In Richland, William Albert, Apple Valley News Now.
And according to port officials, the 6-month extension runs through July of next year. 6:33 and taking you to Oregon now, to the city of Hermiston, where they installed new AED systems at 2 parks and sports facilities. The automatic external defibrillator are located at the Good Shepherd Pickleball Complex and Funland Playground. The life-saving equipment was funded through a $7,500 grant from the Good Shepherd Foundation. Hermiston is the first city in Umatilla County with AEDs and lockable outdoor cabinets.
Awesome opportunity just to have an AED on site where we're having physical activity. We never know when something's going to happen, and so time is critical in those emergency situations, and so having it at the disposal for people who are playing and need it in kind of the nick of time.
Good Shepherd Healthcare offers AED, first aid, and CPR classes for anybody interested in learning more about how to use the technology. In environment news now, the Washington State Department of Ecology is developing a new program to help farmers during dry years. The voluntary drought insurance program focuses on the Mid-Columbia region, and it would let farmers lease water when river levels drop. Stakeholders, including irrigators and policy groups, are being asked for feedback as the plan takes shape.
We know there's a need for drought relief. And again, it's about adding arrows to the quiver. It's about adding resources, programs, mitigation banks is one form. This drought insurance program is another example of ways that we can aid and assist irrigators and farmers when drought hits.
The department says the program is still in its early stages, with guidelines expected to develop over the next year, and they also hope to have it in place before the next major drought hits. Now to Walla Walla, where health officials are confirming cases of bird flu found in local wildlife. The Walla Walla County Department of Community Health says 3 wild birds, 2 Canadian geese, and a great horned owl tested positive for avian influenza last month, and this was near Pioneer Park. The agency is working with state health and wildlife departments to monitor the situation. No human cases have been reported in Walla Walla County, but officials say bird flu spreads easily among wild and domestic birds through saliva, droppings, and contaminated surfaces. So we'll keep an eye on that. All right, keep it here, because coming up next, we get a sneak peek inside the new and improved Tri-Cities Airport, and we have how passengers may find their travel a little bit easier. But first, Josh will be back with another look at your First Alert weather forecast. It's all on the other side of the break.
E.T. and Extra, tonight at 7 on Apple Valley News Now.
Extra, extra.
I love how you're always thinking ahead.
Well, they don't call me Prepared Pat for nothing.
Life's better when you're under our roof.
And that would be Relieved Rudy?
Save up to 40% by bundling your home and auto with us.
That was fun.
Yeah, but I can't find my phone.
Maybe try retracing your steps.
What's this? Hello?
Find your phone yet?
I'm still thinking.
Tis the season for hosting, for baking and roasting and getting dressed up to the nines. But no matter how smart they've prepped for the party, they stay in the kitchen all night. Oh, the most wonderful stories start here. Find your next holiday story at Macy's.
The Black Friday mattress event is on now at More Furniture. Save big on premium mattresses, including Tempur-Pedic, Stearns & Foster, and Sealy. During the Black Friday event, our premium mattresses are at the lowest prices of the season. For a limited time, you'll get our very best offer, 72 months interest-free financing. That's 72 equal monthly payments, absolutely no interest and no money down. Plus, we'll provide free white glove delivery and removal of your old mattress. Visit More Furniture today.
Mid-Columbia Libraries invites the community to come together through the power of stories by reading great books and meeting the authors who write them. This year's Mid-Columbia Reads Literary Festival celebrates Remarkably Bright Creatures by New York Times bestselling author Shelby Van Pelt. Join us Thursday, November 13th at 7 p.m. at CBC's Jurdy Center in Pasco. Enjoy an evening with the author and get your book signed. This free event is open to everyone.
I love how you're always thinking ahead.
Well, they don't call me Prepared Pat for nothing.
Life's better when you're under our roof.
And that would be Relieved Rudy?
Save up to 40% by bundling your home and auto with us.
A new head coach and a new attitude, but it's still the most exciting game in the Pacific Northwest.
Oh my!
Seattle Kraken Hockey.
That's hockey, baby!
Seattle Kraken Hockey, sponsored by Legends Casino Hotel.
Next Live, Sydney Sweeney from Christie.
You train in the martial arts.
I would fight guys.
I bet it was the most thrilling takedown they ever had in their life.
Today at 9 on Apple Valley News Now.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbert.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. Several of our Cascade passes are at the very least a little bit slushy for this morning, so let's go ahead and talk about that. We'll take you on a tour of US 2 at Stevens Pass. Compact snow and ice, traction tires are advised. Then we'll take you down to US 97 at Blewett Pass, a little bit slushy, traction tires advised. And then for Interstate 90 at Snoqualmie Pass, just bare and wet, no chains required. We love to see that. And then for US Highway 12 at White Pass, compact snow and ice. This is the only pass where traction tires are indeed required. Something to keep in mind if you're traveling across Yakima County this morning over the pass. Okay, let's take it back down to lower elevations. High temperatures staying oh so cool over the next 7 days, mostly in the 50s. So for today, an exception to that in the Kittitas and Yakima valleys, where we'll end up in the mid to upper 40s, but the rest of us low to mid 50s, at least for lower elevations. You see, in the Yakima Valley, after today, we really will keep it in the 50s for the next 6 to 7 days. Pretty normal stuff for the first week of November. Overnight lows dropping down into the 20s and 30s for Friday night and beyond that. So for tonight, going to be in the 30s and 40s for lower elevations, but we'll trend colder. Again, sharp drop in low temperatures from Thursday night to Friday night. Will be right around freezing in the lower Columbia Basin for Friday night and Saturday night, trending a little bit warmer into Sunday and Monday. But the temperature is not really the big weather story over the next 7 days. This will be many chances for rainfall all throughout the week. We'll time it out with Futurecast coming up in a few minutes.
Thank you, Josh. Taking you to Pasco now, where the Tri-Cities Airport is in the middle of a major transformation, and one of its big projects is almost done. Our very own Austin Reed has a behind-the-scenes look at all 4 construction projects that are currently underway.
It's been hard to miss the sound of construction at the Tri-Cities Airport. But that noise means progress. The first of 4 major projects, the runway 1230 shift, is nearly complete.
I'm happy to get the second runway back, because whenever you only have one runway and some issue happens, you don't have another runway. The airport's pretty much closed. So just getting that flexibility back. I know a lot of the airlines prefer to take off on our north-south. I know a lot of people that live in the community to the west of the airport, like when they take off north-south.
This is all part of the first phase, which also includes expanding the baggage system, adding new boarding bridges, and improving the terminal ramp area.
Well, as we've grown, the airline industry has shifted post-COVID to larger aircraft, jet aircraft, more jet bridges are now more needed for the operation.
That's a lot of growth. I think it's necessary because I fly a lot to California because I'm still in the process of moving to Tri-Cities.
All with little impact on passengers.
Folks over here moving the asphalt.
As part of the new rental car center project, PSC is building a dedicated facility just for rental car operations. That includes a new car wash and service area, along with fueling stations and more parking.
Currently, they have to go off-site to do all that, and they've wanted to go on-site, so we're working with them to build that facility.
Right now, rental car companies have to prep and wash vehicles in limited space near the terminal, which slows things down and clogs up the curb area. Up next, a terminal expansion with more ticket counters and gate space.
We see a lot of potential in the growth near the airport, and we're just trying to put ourselves in a position to take advantage of it.
With record passenger numbers last year, nearly 1 million flyers, the Port of Pasco says now is the time to invest.
I mean, I go for a week, come back, it's something new. So it's exciting, yeah.
Are you hoping maybe it'll just keep growing?
Absolutely. I think it would be nice if we can get larger planes here because the planes are always full.
And the runway is scheduled to be complete by November 14th. As for the other 3 projects within Phase 1, those are slated to finish by the end of next year. All right, keep it here because coming up next, we've got your morning sprint, everything you need to know before you head out the door. And Josh is back with his full First Alert weather forecast. It's all on the other side of the break.
If you've been injured in an accident and are thinking about settling the insurance claim yourself, how can you be sure you're getting all the benefits of the law? Do you really know about the laws that help accident victims? Do yourself a favor. Call Allen Brecky Law Offices for a free consultation.
Have you heard about refractive lens exchange? K2 Vision RLE means no glasses, no contacts, and no readers permanently. And you'll never develop a cataract.
No glasses or readers. K2 Vision RLE.
My husband and I had planned our dream home, and it was years in the making. I didn't want to just show up at any big box store. We wanted to sit down, and I want you to spend time with us. Like, this is a big investment. Our family spends so much time in our kitchen, and now that we're moved in, we are so pleased with our experience with Fred's, with the product line, and how it really aesthetically added value to our kitchen. Fred's Appliance over-delivered.
Welcome to Nob Hill Casino, your premier gaming destination. Experience the thrill of a Vegas-style casino featuring the friendliest dealers in town. Join our Players Club and unlock exclusive rewards every time you play. Challenge your skills at our 16-lane bowling alley. Unwind with a drink at our cozy bar, or enjoy breakfast, lunch, or dinner at the Last Frontier. The ultimate entertainment experience has something for everyone. Nob Hill Casino, where locals come to win.
For 25 years, you've made Triple Play more than just a place to play. You've turned it into a place where memories are made. We want to thank our amazing guests and community. From birthday parties to company outings and spontaneous weekend adventures, your memories are what make Triple Play special. Here's to 25 years of fun and many more to come. Thank you for being part of our story.
Dear Friday, let's put good times in gear. We've got power tailgates to power game days and a trailer backup guide that's the champ of the ramp. Heck, we might even cancel Monday. Toyota trucks. Toyota Tacoma is a KBB Best Buy. Find yours at Toyota.com. Toyota. Let's go places.
The White Card, a powerful resource for former Hanford and DOE employees. If you worked in the area and have come down with cancer, lung disease, Parkinson's, or renal failure, you may be eligible for financial compensation and healthcare services. A simple phone call can get the process started. Atomic Home Health. Don't wait. Call today.
If you've been injured in an accident and are thinking about settling the insurance claim yourself, how can you be sure you're getting all the benefits of the law? Do you really know about the laws that help accident victims? Do yourself a favor. Call Allen Brecky Law Offices for a free consultation.
An awesome flight over an awesome river. Fly the Northwest tonight at 6. From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbert.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. Many chances for rainfall all throughout this week. We'll go ahead and time it out with Futurecast radar. We put this into motion. Looking pretty dry out there by 8 this morning. The same thing for lunchtime, but 5 p.m. here we go again. There's another round that's going to arrive from the south and west. Pretty widespread stuff for tonight. You see midnight, the same thing. 5 a.m. for tomorrow morning, the same thing. And then by lunchtime, you'll notice the mode is going to shift a little bit. These big globs of rainfall, sometimes heavier snowfall, but snow level's mostly going to be above pass level at this point. So that is just going to continue throughout pretty much all day on Wednesday. And then as we transition into Thursday, see, it looks like the bulk of this is in the Cascades, but we'll have a lot more widespread rainfall into Thursday and Friday. So here's some of the rainfall totals we're expecting through 5 in the morning on Thursday. The Cascades going to get around an inch of both rainfall and melted snowfall. For the valleys, we'll have 0.1 to 0.4 inches, probably less than 1/10 of an inch for most of the lower Columbia Basin, 0.2 to 0.3 inches for some portions of the Blue Foothills and the Blue Mountains. But much more rainfall to go into Thursday and Friday, 1.5 inches for the Cascades, maybe 1/2 inch for the Blues, even lower elevations getting some beneficial stuff. Okay, we'll trend drier as we head into the weekend. Now, there will be some little shower chances coming back into the picture for Sunday and Monday, 6 to 7 days out. We'll have a lot more to say about that a little bit later in the week, but let's take it back to this next little sequence as wind gusts going to be picking up for tonight, tomorrow, and tomorrow night. Widespread gusts of 20 to 40 miles per hour. So for tonight, looks like the strongest gust going to be for the Blues and the Cascades, but by tomorrow, the strongest gust going to be in places like Pendleton, Walla Walla, Adena, Milton, Freewater, and up into the Blue Mountains. Then by Wednesday night, looks like some of the strongest gusts going to pivot over to Sadis and Blewett Pass. So that's what we're going to have to deal with over the next, I'd say, 36-ish hours. Okay, here's the 7-day forecast for the Tri-Cities. Rain chances through Friday, and it looks as if Wednesday will be the wettest day. In Yakima, cool and wet week ahead, but trending drier over the weekend for a change. In Ellensburg, rain likely tonight into Wednesday, high staying in the 40s and 50s. And then for Hermiston, fog possible this morning, rain likely tonight into tomorrow, then smaller rain chances after that. And finally, for Walla Walla, also looking at a wet forecast through Friday, but getting a little break just in time for Saturday. Now let's head out to New York City to see what's ahead on Good Morning America.
In this morning's GMA First Look, menopause and the workplace.
I just couldn't do it anymore.
As the conversation around menopause turns more public, women like Chris Rogers in California are speaking out about the need for accommodations in the workplace. She quit her office job after experiencing menopause symptoms, including mood swings, joint pain, and heavy bleeding at work.
I was having to go to the bathroom like every half an hour.
She's not alone. Stanford researchers called economic losses the menopause penalty. Their report estimating that working women's earnings may decline 10% in the 4 years after they were diagnosed with menopause, when they had to work fewer hours or leave the workforce altogether because of their symptoms. And coming up at 7 a.m., we'll have much more on menopause in the workplace and how some companies and policymakers are responding. With your GMA First Look, I'm Elizabeth Schulze, ABC News, Washington.
Dupixent continuously works to help prevent asthma attacks, so girls' days are better. Game days are better. Even Mondays are better. Dupixent's an add-on treatment for specific types of moderate to severe asthma. It's not for sudden breathing problems. Some people felt their asthma symptoms improve in as little as 3 days. Severe allergic reactions, including skin reactions, can occur. Get help right away for face, mouth, tongue, or throat swelling, wheezing, or trouble breathing. Tell your doctor right away if signs of inflamed blood vessels like rash, chest pain, worsening shortness of breath, brown or dark-colored urine, tingling or numbness in limbs. Tell your doctor of new or worsening skin symptoms, joint aches and pain, or a parasitic infection. Don't change or stop other treatments without talking to your doctor. Do more with less asthma. Ask your doctor about Dupixent, the most prescribed biologic in asthma. Also approved as an add-on treatment for adults with COPD that is not well controlled and with a specific marker of inflammation.
Now, the Morning Sprint.
Time is 6:52. It's time for your morning sprint. We start with your national headlines. Breaking overnight, we're learning former Vice President Dick Cheney has died. The hard-charging conservative was known as one of the most powerful and polarizing vice presidents in U.S. history. His family released a statement saying he died last night at age 84 due to complications of pneumonia and cardiac and vascular disease. And Tuesday, or today, marks day 35 of the federal government shutdown, and that ties the record for the longest ever shutdown in U.S. history. The Senate is about to fail its 14th vote on the GOP's stopgap plan to reopen the government, and neither side expects substantial progress on this election day, with key races from New Jersey to California. However, a small group of lawmakers in Washington insist there's real momentum for trying to end the standoff as soon as this week. And out of your top 5 local stories that you need to know this morning, first up, multiple people were hurt last night after a crash in Benton County. This happened just before 6:30 at the intersection of South Travis Road and West Sellards Road. It's not yet been confirmed how many people were hurt, but at least 4 ambulances left the scene. The intersection was closed for a few hours, and we are continuing to track the story and will update you once we know more. Authorities are searching the Umatilla River for Wesley Dixon Jones. He's the 71-year-old Umatilla Indian Reservation member who went missing last month. Investigators say Jones was last seen driving in a gray Ford Escape, and that was heading east on Short Mile Road. Police believe it's possible his body is in the river. Authorities are working with the MMIW Search and Hope Alliance to look for him. And police are warning the Zillah community about unlicensed pop-up food vendors in the Yakima Valley. Officers say these mobile stands are not monitored by any health department, and some people have gotten sick after eating there. They're asking residents to report any pop-up vendors to the Yakima County Sheriff's Office. Second Harvest in Pasco says the need for food donations could be even greater this year. The organization gives out 1,500 Thanksgiving meal kits to those in need every year, but when registration for this year's boxes started yesterday, it filled up in just a few hours. They're asking for donations, and you can find out how to donate up on our website. That's applevalleynewsnow.com. And the general election is today, and time is running out to make sure that your vote counts. If you haven't turned in your ballot yet, the Benton County Auditor is urging you not to snail mail it anymore. The safest option now is to use an official drop box, and don't forget to sign your ballot before dropping it off, and make sure your signature matches the one on file. That's usually the one on your driver's license. Trending this morning now, People magazine has named their sexiest man alive, and I'm sorry, Josh, it wasn't you. But you're second, right?
Yeah, I'm number 2. I got to crack the top 5 at least. All right, instead they named actor Jonathan Bailey.
Woo, he's the Wicked guy. So the Wicked star and Bridgerton star is likely the first publicly out gay person to receive the award. There is no prize money for this award.
Bailey told Jimmy Fallon it's the honor of a lifetime. This is the 40th edition of People's Sexiest Man Alive.
The first honor was given to Mel Gibson back in 1985. And Josh, what is your homework for this week while it's raining?
Watch Wicked 1.
Watch Wicked. Watch Bridgerton too while you're at it. You have a long list of things to watch.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, but I'm glad it went to him because
it's
he's
not
so lovable.
It's not a list at this point. It's like a chapter book.
Oh yeah, it's a novel.
Yeah.
I think half of it's from me.
Yes.
Maybe 80%'s from me, but that's okay. The weather's not really looking sexy.
No, but it's good for our reservoirs.
Yes.
It's good. We need the rainfall. We need the
It's
snowfall
for
up in the mountains as well. So big picture. But in the short term, no, not sexy at all. Okay, first alert radar showing you just a few sprinkles left over at this point. Nothing really doing. We have some thick fog for the Blue Foothills. So places like Lexington, the outskirts of Pendleton on I-84. We do have a dense fog advisory that's in place until 8 this morning. So please take it slow out there. Use the low beams. Wind gusts not doing much for right now. That's going to change tonight and especially into tomorrow and tomorrow night, especially for the foothills and for the mountains. Current temperatures in the 30s and 40s across the map. All that's going to need some sort of jacket as you're headed out the front door. Forecast for today, it's going to be gloomy. It's going to be gray, mostly dry, especially for the Yakima Valley and the lower Columbia Basin. Big weather story, still a little bit slushy this morning for a Cascade Pass. Traction tires are required at White Pass. Many rain chances to come throughout this week. Wind gusts picking up tonight, tomorrow, and tomorrow night. And highs and lows staying pretty steady, but lows dropping down by the time we get to Friday night.
And thank you guys for watching Good Morning Northwest. You can always find updates on our website. That's applevalleynewsnow.com.
Good Morning America is up next, and we'll be back with your local news and weather tonight at 5. Have a great day.